going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and right here we got a couple Kaspa ASICs. So on my left we do have a KS2, a KS2, and a KS1. I don't have time to mess around. I got to get these hooked up ASAP and beginning the ROI. Oh boy, guys. Oh boy. Today we're going to be looking at these. These are 3 Kaspa ASICs. Dedicated hardware for mining Kaspa and Kaspa only. Right here we do have a KS2, a KS2, and a KS1. Now originally I did want a KS3L. They're probably one of the most fastest ROI Kaspa ASICs out there, but there was no shipping on them. It was hard to get your hands on them, and now they have the KS3M. So T-Swift was kind enough to work out a deal. We've kind of talked about this in the past, what the deal's going on here. Now myself, I would not be able to afford these miners whatsoever. So what's going on here, and it did work out to be more money because the KS3M, or I guess L at the time, was quite a bit cheaper. I did get MSRP prices on all of these, but he lent me the money. So altogether here, we do have about $30,300 that we are mining off to ROI. And you guys are gonna have the ability to track this ROI with me. They have been online for about 15 days so far. We will look at the spreadsheet and show you exactly what's going on. I'll have the wallet address linked down in the description as well. And then you guys can follow this to ROI and see all the payouts and so on going on here. But it is being sold every single day. And if you are looking for ASICs, T-Swift is your guy. He can find really cheap hardware. He has connections to all sorts of suppliers. I'll have his Discord name as well as his Telegram link name, so you can add him or whatever down in the description as well, and you can find them and get hooked up if it's something you are looking for. But regardless, we're going to talk about these Kaspa ASICs. And a lot of people are really up in the air now with them. You know, they figure it's going to turn into KDA. I believe tomorrow we're going to have another block reduction happening. So then we're going to see even less rewards on top of the hash rate coming in. Now, Ice River sold a crap ton of these ASICs, and we've seen the hash rate spike considerably. But Bitmain, it does kind of sound like not many people are interested in those miners due to the fact that they were so expensive. Ever since Bitmain has released 2 or 3 batches now, so they claim. I really think maybe it's only been 2, but they claim they released 3, and we're not really seeing any hash rate move up on the network since Bitmain started shipping. So that's something to keep your eye on as well, is we might start to see a little bit of stability here. Now the bad thing is Kaspa price has been dropping, so that is peaking up that ROI. I do want to run through a couple things here first. Right now I do have them at about 50% fans. Now they do sound fairly loud, but the noise isn't really carrying. Now if I were to crank these up to 100%, they are very loud. They're an ASIC, like a Bitcoin miner or whatever. You can hear them far away and they just scream, but they don't get that hot. At least the KS2s and the KS1s don't really run too don't really run too warm. So actually we're going to do a decibel reading here. We're going to go right up close, and you can see it kind of how loud they are here. So you can see about 75 decibels, which is, I am talking a little bit louder, but if we actually move over in this direction a little bit and then come back and be quiet, if I can get a focus here. Okay, hold on, no light. Come on here. There we go. Now I'll be quiet, and it doesn't really carry on that low fans here. So as you can see there, it's actually quieter than talking. And just for reference, straight above here is the bedrooms, and you cannot hear these things through there at all. So like on 50% up close, yes, they're still a little bit loud, but they don't actually carry like they usually did. Now if they are cranked up to 100%, they are very loud. And in a future video, we do have these guys right here. The Futation designs are here. We got a bunch of AC Infinity fans over there. We're going to be silencing those bad boys as well, even though right now you don't really need it. But if you are in a hot environment, you're going to want to crank up those fans, and it will be loud. So this is still a nice option here. If you saw me do it in the past, we did silence that S19 Bitcoin miner. We did it to an L7, and now we're going to do it to the Kaspa ASICs. I will have links down below for this as well. A lot of you guys may know what's going on here is ready. These ASIC silencing devices are now available for the Kaspa ASICs. All right, guys, so let's head on over to the spreadsheet, kind of look at the numbers and see, will these things ROI, or is this just a bad deal? Okay, so here we are over at K1 Pool, which is where we have these ASICs currently situated at. T-Swift did work out a deal with them, and they're actually auto converting every 24 hours, so about 9 o'clock my time at night, to convert and sell to USD, which then goes to T-Swift himself. And you guys can track this. Here's the wallet address. Again, I will have that link down in the description, so you can just check this out every once in a while. And you can go into payouts and see every payout since we had it. You can see $129, $219, $208, $188, $191, and so on. Every payout every single day. And we can also see our total amount mined, which is in here, paid $71,000. Now, this is one thing that's kind of, sure, we're selling every day, but with the drop in Kaspa price, we're getting a lot less for the coins in like prime time mining, because as the hash rate picks up, the yields are going to drop. Same when those block reward reductions happen, or they're going to drop. So in theory, like say Kaspa hits $1 or something in the next few months. That's not going to happen. Maybe bull run. We have no idea. But, this in theory would be already have mined $71,000, but we've only mined like $2,500 or something because we're selling every day. So I don't really like that part of it. But the point is, this was pretty much given to me to ROI itself. Once the ROI happens, then the miners are mine to keep. So I'm eating the power until these do ROI, but we got to figure out how long will ROI be and what's this going to look like in the next couple months. So we're just going to look at the batch at the time. So this is what everything looked like when we did this whole deal. And the price drop actually happened a week or two after this. So they are a little bit cheaper now, but again, you're waiting quite some time to actually get them and then turn them online. So you can see a KS2 was about 12,000 and a KS1 was about $62.99, so $6,300. So we have about $30,300 here. If we go to that Kaspa ROI sheet here, here's the starting price, $30,300. Here's the remaining price that we have to pay off, and here's how much we have paid. Now, this is all, and then plus we got the how many days left. So this is all kind of auto-calculated. As this goes in, we look at the coins, the price. So I'm going to do a quick example for you guys. Let's say we mined 5,200 Kaspa coins and say it was 0.05 cents, which would be awesome. And that is about 260. As you can see, everything just swapped over. Now this 260 is what we're getting per day. I would then change this over to 260 here. And now you can see we have about 105 days. So that would be pretty sweet, but that's not what it's at. So we're just going to kind of get rid of what we just did here. Bam, we're back to normal. 173 days left to ROI. Again, we have a little over $2,500 paid off. We have $27,771 left to pay off. And I was also keeping track every day of the hash rate. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. When Ice River started selling these like crazy, we were seeing hash rate spikes like crazy. Now, Bitmain did send out a couple shipments, but we're not really seeing the hash rate explode like it was. So look, we went up to here, and now we're at 14.1, 14.3, 14.3, 14.6. You can see it right here. It's a nice, slow, steady incline, unlike, 5 terahash, 8 terahash, 12 terahash. Like, we were going through big spikes there when they were testing, but everything has been slowly slowing down. Here you can see 19 hours. This was just being auto swapped at random times that we're kind of keep track here. And then this was the day where they finally set it to the 9 o'clock p.m. my time. And now it's been pretty steady, doing it at the exact same time every day. So it makes it fairly easy to kind of keep track of. But this is what we got going on. We got to figure out now how many days. And this is still a pretty, well, it's not a pretty profitable miner. This is one of the fastest ROI miners. You may be like, oh, you're lying. This is going to turn to Kadena. It's not Kadena. It's nowhere near Kadena levels yet. The KA3 emerged and the profits just literally dried up and died instantly. And every other miner literally sucked compared to the KA3. With this, all the ASIC miners on Kaspa are fairly close in terms of kind of profitability, ROIs, and I guess efficiency levels. Obviously, there's a big jump between the KS3 and the KS0 because of the efficiencies and everything going along with it, but it's not huge gaps like we saw on Kadena, and Kaspa was paying out like 16 times more than Kadena is. So we're not seeing that, and we're starting to see a steady off and easing of the hash rate, which is good. And on top of that, we're still less than a half a year of ROI currently. Now, ever since I got this first day, I think I was around 135 days. It did drop to like 120, then it went up to 140, and it's slowly been going up ever since, but that is due to lower rewards, the price of Kaspa dropping, and so on. But we are starting to even out here. Actually, yesterday, this actually did drop by about 10 days from the day before. Another couple hours, we'll see the next payout. But this is pretty much how this is looking right now. And the ROI is still better than any other ASIC on the network. You can say how bad it is, but you can't deny the fact that these things are still really profitable. All right, guys, so that's what we have going on in a nutshell. We are trying to mine these to ROI, because until they hit ROI, they are not mine. I'm pretty much just a free donor at this point until they cover their costs. Now, I'm asking you guys, would you guys take this kind of deal? Because I said, you know, I would not be able to purchase these miners on my own because I just can't afford it. But having the ability that I got the opportunity to try and mine these to ROI and then they become mine, I think is a pretty big thing. So obviously selling every day isn't a big issue, because eventually I do feel these are going to ROI and these are going to cover their costs and make quite a bit of money leading into that next bull run. Unless Bitmain comes out with like a 200 terahash miner or something, then we're all screwed, and that would absolutely suck. Now, I do have the option of opting out, and as long as all the miners are working, I can return them and be out of the deal completely. But you know, that bypasses what I've been doing so far, so it doesn't make sense. And I do feel these will cover their costs, hopefully within the year, and then they will be mine, and I'll just benefit from that point forward. But we're gonna have to keep an eye on this network, see what things are going like. But would you guys do this deal? Say if you got offered the chance for someone to purchase you some miners, send them to you, and then have the ability to ROI them and then keep them, would you take that? Or would you just say no, not a chance type of thing? It is a big gamble. We never know. I did take the gamble, you know, no risk, no reward. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be interesting. You can follow this ROI. Again, that address is down in the description. I'll do more updates as we go along, maybe every couple weeks, every month. You know, how would you like to see this? How often do you want me to update you guys on these ROI process? Now, I'm actually also trying to get my hands on the KS3M. Now, T-Swift might be able to get one. I'm not 100% sure yet, because the more power I start drawing, I don't want to go bankrupt, because I am using everything else, all my other rigs, to cover power on these things until we hit ROI. So if I go too much into power here, I'm going to run into some issues and not be able to cover power bills. But the KS3M, it's the fastest ROI in Kaspa ASIC on the entire market. So if I can get that thing in there, ROI'd, and then have everything pointed towards these, you know, that could also speed up the process as well. It's going to be very interesting. I got a lot of gambles on the works here, but I don't really know what's going to happen. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about all this. Is it worth the gamble, not worth the gamble? Is everything just going to crater, or are we going to end up in the moon in 2025? Thank you for checking out this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.